Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. And before we get started with the video, I want to say that right now I'm at my new setup at my new house. As you can tell by the look of the background, I got a new gaming chair as well. As you can see, I'm sitting right on it right now. So yeah, I'm back. I can start making videos once again. And thank you for your all the love and support. So let's get started with the video. So we're going to be testing the GeForce RTX 4070 Ti Super in the Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced Edition, which has just now released on PC. And I don't know how many more updates we're going to be getting for GTA 5. And I can't wait for GTA 6 to land on PC. I might just buy PS5 to play that. But yeah, here are the specs of the GPU. In tech power of GPU-C, we have the 4070 Ti Super from Zotac. This is the AMP Hollow variant of the card. We have the latest NVIDIA driver 572.60. We have the 16 gigabytes of GDDR6X from Micron. We have resizable bar enabled inside BIOS as well. Over here in Task Manager, we have the Intel Core i7-13700KF CPU as always. For memory, we have 64 gigabytes of DDR5 CL36 6000 megahertz. And finally, for MSI Afterburner, no overclocks are applied. Everything is set to stock settings. So let's jump into the game and check out the frame rates. So here we are in the menu of GTA 5 Enhanced Edition. We're going to start it off at 4K resolution at first. We have VSync turned off, Reflex is turned on, and I'm going to use the very high graphics settings without any ray tracing. As you can see, ray tracing settings are off right now. It has all the ray tracing settings available in the game, which is really nice to see. And we're going to test that out afterwards. And other settings are probably not maxed out. As you can see, long shadows, they are turned off. So not everything is maxed out when you use the very high settings. And I'm just going to disable motion blur. As you can see, it's set to like none, 0 motion blur strength. And also I wonder if this game supports a DLSS and frame generation. I don't think so. Probably doesn't. There's no upscaler. Oh, there is resolution scaler. Yep. DLSS, it has DLSS, which is nice to have. We're also going to use that, but probably we need to use that when using ray tracing, not without it. So I'm going to test the single player portion of the game, not the online. It's going to be the same, I think, in online as well. And unfortunately, the game is locked at 120 FPS. If you guys know how to unlock that, the uncapped FPS, do let me know in the comments. And it's good to be back, by the way, in my new house. Finally not living on rent anymore. And I need to get a lot of more things set up. Who's this? Stealing his bike? How dare you do that? I'm gonna run over him, that's it. He's again gonna steal it? No. What should I do? Just get off the car and chase him down, I guess. Stop there. I have a pistol, right? So I can shoot his leg. There you go. My goodness, he still keeps on running even after getting shot. GTA logic. The truck just ran. How is he still alive, mate? How are you still alive? I don't understand. Now I guess he's dead with a punch. Yep. Glad there are no cops around here. So as you can see, guys, 120 FPS. Now when we go close to the trees and bushes, it drops down to like 110s. So bushes and trees are very demanding in this game. Nothing too new. And for some reason, it's not showing the used VRAM. It's only showing the allocated in the MSI Afterburner. And it does that in some games. I have noticed that only the allocated one shows up, but not the used. So can't really help that. Let's go close to the trees and bushes once and check the FPS. And yeah, as you can see, we're dropping to 96. When under the trees and bushes, and depth of field is also turned on. Oh, we got the little boy here. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on DLSS quality and see how it is now. So with the same settings, I have enabled quality DLSS at 4K, and we're gonna be probably maxing out the FPS pretty much. As you can see, 120, it's capped at that, so there's no point of using quality DLSS. but you can definitely make the image sharper if you enable quality DLSS. There's like a sharpness slider in the settings, so it looks a lot sharp. I am at like 80% sharpness. So yeah, with DLSS, there's no point of using DLSS at 4K with this GPU, and the GPU usage is at 80% because we are capped at 120. So what I'm gonna do now is manually check all the settings if they are maxed out or not. Shader quality, yeah, very high is the maximum. Ultra, this is also maxed. Yeah, this one goes to ultra. The lighting quality. I guess we'll find some more settings. Long shadow, yeah, I'm gonna turn that on. Extend shadow distance, we're gonna max that out as well. This one is maxed out. Motion blur, I'm not gonna use that. And everything else, okay, extended distance scaling, we're gonna max this out as well. I think now we're gonna drop FPS a lot harder now. Oh, wow. It's still maxed out to 120. Wow. But I think it's gonna be a little bit more demanding when near the trees and bushes. And this is absolutely maxed out raster performance in this game without any RT, as I mentioned. And let's go under this tree. As you can see, it's dropping to 105. I'm gonna go up on that hill over there real quickly. Again, we just encountered this guy. He was stealing the bike, and again he respawned and started stealing that bike, the same yellow bike. Okay, let's get up there. I want to climb that hill. Driving skill 60 out of 100. Let's go near these bushes. Yeah, 90 FPS, 89. So not bad. You can easily max out this game at 4K without any upscaling. And it looks quite good, the enhanced edition. The lighting is especially. And I have maxed out draw distance, I think, in the settings. Extended distance, that is what I did. The last setting, I think. And looks pretty good. And probably we're gonna drop to 60 FPS or 50 FPS at 4K native if I start using the ray tracing settings. I wonder what's gonna happen. Let's see. So now I'm gonna use the ray tracing preset, the very high RT preset, which is gonna enable ray tracing, all the ray tracing settings, shadow reflections, global illumination, ambient occlusion, BPH quality, and the rest of the settings are set to very high preset pretty much. Let's apply this, and I'm also gonna restart the game just so you know. So here we go, guys. We're using the very high ray tracing graphics preset, and I can already notice some stuttering, even though the frame time graph is not showing that. I mean, it's not stuttering, but it's not so smooth as I would like it to be. Gotta turn that off. Don't want copyright strikes on my video. But yeah, the FPS is still close to 100 though, and it looks flawless. This looks pretty good. Let's look at the reflection. Look at the reflections on the glass. Yeah, look at those reflections, ray trace reflections. It looks pretty amazing. And yeah, look at those ray trace reflections. Those are no longer static reflections. That is flawless. Never thought GTA 5 would be getting ray tracing. This is amazing. But I need to get up on the hill, look on the bushes, inside the bushes, and see what happens to the FPS, how much it drops. I was like thinking we're gonna get like 60 FPS, but we are still above 100, which is flawless. But I wish these stutters were not there. Maybe with the help of quality DLSS, we can get rid of those. So we're gonna turn that on as well in a moment. But let's get up on that hill real quick. Get in close to these trees. And we're dropping into 80s now. 70, there we go. Then we get to 60. Probably not. You can still hover around 50 FPS. I mean 80 FPS, which is good. It's quite a good experience, and the graphics also looks superior. Way superior than the legacy edition of the game. Okay, so now I know why it was feeling so laggy. It's because my refresh rate in the game was set to 60 Hz and not 144. That's why, but that still won't harm the FPS. It won't matter. And now it's buttery smooth, 144 Hz. This is what I was talking about. So that doesn't matter. That won't make any change to the FPS. So it's fine for the testing. Oh, we got a Ford Mustang. Let's get inside this vehicle. This is mine now. Yeah, I love muscle cars. No, not the radio. Come on.
Well, you don't see me driving?
Yeah, guys, this is flawless experience with the 4070 Ti Super at native 4K. And I think I will also try 8K at the end of the video and see what happens. So up next with the same settings, I'm going to enable Qlty DLSS with the sharpness. I'm going to lower it down a bit. It's way too high, in my opinion. It looks way too over-sharped, the image. And now with Qlty DLSS, we can easily touch 120, the maximum FPS cap this game has by default, which is amazing. Even with ray tracing, you can max this out with the help of Qlty DLSS. Yeah, I don't like those vehicle pop-ins. They randomly just popped in. That's an issue. And I don't think they can fix that. That's an issue with the engine of this game. And that's not fixable probably. And let me know, guys, how much you guys are getting in GTA 5 Enhanced Edition with your PC and whatever graphics card you have in your system. And I think this looks flawless, but I think it's quite late for this to release, the Enhanced Edition, as the GTA 6 is closing in, even though it's not going to come out on PC this year. And I personally want GTA 6 to be delayed to next year, 2026, for the console. I think it needs more time for more polishing. But let's see what happens. They are still saying that it's gonna come out this year only. But yeah, as you can see, guys, allocated VRAM is still slightly above 8 gigs, which means that the actual VRAM usage is quite less, which we can't see, unfortunately, in MSI Afterburner for this game. Oh, there's a huge stutter there. So there's actually one more graphics preset for ray tracing, which is maximum RT, and which sets these settings, these ray trace settings, to ultra. And I'm gonna turn off DLSS and apply this. I'm also gonna restart the game to let you know, because otherwise you're gonna say that I didn't restart the game. So here we go, guys, maximum ray tracing settings preset. And now this is very demanding. Now this is dropping us to below like 60 FPS, and this is what I was expecting, and I really didn't notice the maximum RT preset, which I did just now. And this really looks stunning though, but it's very hard to tell the difference between the very high RT and the maximum RT unless I compare it side by side. And VRAM usage is slightly higher than before. RAM usage is below 16. It's probably gonna increase scroll up slowly as I play it more. And the reflections, yeah, it's far better. Look at that building reflection on the car. I need to really remove this music. And I wonder what's gonna happen once we go near the trees and bushes. Getting 70 FPS, it's fine, it's still playable, and this is native 4K, by the way. We are not using any DLSS. I'm gonna try that, Qlty DLSS. And you can probably crawl up to 100 FPS with the help of that. And there's still some pop-ins of vehicles even up at close. And there's the hill over there. I need to go there quickly. And I think we can find some reflections to look at. These windows don't really have that much reflections. It's not that good looking though. It has, but it doesn't look that great. These have some reflections. Yeah, look at those. Looks pretty good. Okay, let's get to that hill quickly. We have some trees over here, so we can check it out right here only. And 55, 54, 53, 52. Dropping quite hard there. Even with so much ray tracing settings, it still runs absolutely flawless at 4K native. And now it started to stutter slightly a bit. No, I don't want to get stuck. Oops, looks like I have to get out of this car. Oh, inside the bushes we're getting like 50 FPS there. That's crazy. Why can't he just climb, vault over this? Anyway, just gonna grab another vehicle and let's get the Mustang again, the Dominator. To turn the radio off, I guess. Was already off. Okay, let's go here, up on the hill. 50, don't drop, oh come on, 48. That ain't good, guys. 48. So the range of FPS you can expect in this game is pretty big. From high 40s to like 80s. That's insane. At last, at 4K resolution, we're gonna test this with maximum RT settings, and I'm gonna enable DLSS upscaling and set it to Qlty. Gonna refresh the counters there, and we're getting 85 right now up here, 90s. So it's gonna be a way better experience with Qlty DLSS. Round and round she goes. Hey, wait, what is this down here? Never seen that. Oh, drain. And now we are sticking around 80, high 70s. Won't be dropping to like high 40s, which is good. So this is the way you should be playing with maximum RT settings, because you can stay above 80 FPS or around 80 FPS most of the time. And around the road, city area, we can get close to 100 FPS. GPU usage is maxed out, which means there's no CPU bottlenecking. Obviously, this is at 4K. And now the RAM usage has gone up to like 17 gigs. VRAM is still below 9. So here we go, guys, at 1440p resolution. And from this resolution onwards, I'm only going to test the maximum RT settings, because it makes no sense to try this without any ray tracing, because we're going to easily hit the FPS cap of 120. So maximum RT settings at a native 1440p resolution. Let's check this out. I think we're still going to hit 120. Yeah, we are close to that. It will drop slightly around 100 when we go near the trees and bushes, I guess. And I think yeah, we are getting like 90% GPU utilization, which means it's being limited by the CPU most likely. And right now it's maxing out again to 100. Probably it wasn't applied properly, the settings. Now it is. There are slight stutters here and there, sometimes, rarely occurring. It was also happening at 4K. But yeah, right now GPU usage is maxed out. And around the trees and the bushes, as you can see, we can get like 90 FPS. It's dropping below 100, but this is still fine. So if you have a 1440p monitor, you are absolutely fine. I mean, you can even run this at 4K maxed out, so 1440p will be just fine, even with maximum RT settings. So yeah guys, this is flawless experience right now. CPU usage is slightly bit more because we have lowered the resolution from 4K now. And there was that stutter again. Oh, this view, I want to see this view. And that looks gorgeous. Now I'm going to enable DLSS quality using the maximum RT graphics preset settings, frame scaling set to quality DLSS. And I think we should always stay around 120 FPS with this, unless otherwise the game becomes CPU bound. I mean the engine, which is probably happening. Let's give it some time, because last time also the GPU usage was low at the starting and then it increased up. Yeah, now it's increasing. There you go, 100. So once you apply the settings, it takes a little while to properly apply everything. And yeah, it still drops below like 115 there, 110, 108 near the bushes, even with DLSS set to quality. And I don't know what version of DLSS this game is using though, if it's DLSS 4 or not. I'm not sure about that. And again, the GPU usage is dropping. I think we are hitting the engine limitation for the CPU. Like, this is a very old game, 2015. Actually 2013 if you consider the console release. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on this resolution, lower resolution, because it's gonna run flawless regardless. And for the next resolution, we're gonna do 1080p. It makes no sense to run it at this resolution, but still, some of you might ask me in the comments later on, so why not just put it there. We're gonna use the maximum RT settings without any DLSS. We don't even need that at this resolution. So maxed out with maximum RT. Let's go. Let's have a look. And sorry about the big FPS overlay there. And I don't wanna again minimize my game and change the overlay size. So just deal with this for now. GPU usage is still quite high, even though we are running at 1080p, and we are getting like 106. I think, yeah, we are hitting the CPU limit of this game's engine. Probably that's why we can't hit the 128 even, like 120 FPS mark even. And this looks so blurry, like coming from 4K to 1080p. But yeah, I don't know how many of you are gonna play this with this GPU at 1080p resolution. If you are doing so, do let me know in the comments. I would love to know how many of you are actually there. So I think that's gonna be it for 1080p resolution, guys. There's no point of even testing this at this resolution. So here we go, guys. We are at 8K resolution. And we are going to use the high graphics setting at first, and later on we are also going to try the ray tracing presets, see if those works in this game at 8K with the GPU. And I don't know what's wrong with this table up here. That's some paranormal activity right there. I don't know how the second table spawned in there. Pretty weird. And this is not a good start. As you can see, we're getting like 40 FPS. You can imagine what's gonna happen once we go near the bushes and trees. Like, there's a tree right here. We are gonna drop to like 30 FPS. At least it's running. Like, it looks so good, like so crisp, so sharp. 34 FPS, 37, not bad. At least it didn't drop below 30. And now this makes me wonder what's gonna happen when we turn on ray tracing. How much we gonna get? 10 FPS with maximum RT preset. And I think this game actually has, the enhanced edition actually has native 8K textures, unlike the legacy version of the game. Look at the 1% blues on the 0.1. No stutters, even at 8K res. Since we are not getting good FPS, we need some help of DLSS quality. and we're gonna leave it at high graphics preset settings and check this out. We still cannot get 60 FPS, unfortunately. Maybe we need to use performance DLSS in order to achieve 60 FPS at high settings. And I can see some ghosting of the car. If I notice very carefully, like if I nitpick, like under the back, like rear bumper, is that shadow or is that ghosting? It's very hard to tell at 8K. But whatever. Regardless, it still doesn't stutter, as you can see, running absolutely fine. But what's the point of using rasterization right now with the enhanced edition? We need to test ray tracing performance, and which I'm gonna do after this. So here we go, guys.
I guess you'll be
This is
enjoying
with
it alone.
maximum RT graphics preset settings. And as you can see, it's a laggy mess right there, like slow motion, 12 FPS. Look at the frame time, 80 ms, 89 milliseconds. This is just absolutely unplayable right now. So yeah, we need to adjust some settings. Let's try using DLSS performance. See how much we can get with the help of performance DLSS. Because at native it's unplayable. Oh, it also has DLA. I didn't know that. Just now noticed that. So we're going to use performance DLSS with maximum RT settings. And yeah, now we can touch 30 FPS, which is good. I mean, without ray tracing, we were getting like 60 FPS. That was with the Qlty DLSS. And now with performance DLSS and everything set to maximum settings, including ray tracing, we can get 30 plus FPS, and this is much more playable now. And I wonder what's gonna happen once we get near the trees and bushes. Sorry there, buddy. And whenever we come close to trees, the FPS drops. Trees are so much demanding in this game. Look at the VRAM allocation. Unfortunately, we can't see the VRAM usage. The allocated VRAM is 13.5 gigs. Most likely the usage is around 10 or 11 gigs. Who knows? Look at all the reflections over there in the building, the glass there. Look at those. Who thought that this 10-year-old game, more than 10 actually, 12, was gonna get ray tracing update at 2025. But I'm absolutely shocked to see the 1% glow and the 0.1% glow, like 28 and 30, which means there's absolutely no stuttering issues in this game whatsoever. It runs flawless most of the time. Look at all the reflections on our car. It's so rare to find games this optimized these days. And we have to consider it like this game as a new release because of all the changes in the graphical settings. This is basically remastered GTA 5, if you would like to say that. And as you can see in the bushes, under the trees, we're dropping into 30 FPS, 31. Very laggy in there. I'm also going to try this with a very high ray tracing preset settings using the performance DLSS, and the game doesn't have ultra performance DLSS. I think this is a DLSS 4 most likely. That's why it doesn't have the ultra performance one. With performance DLSS, very high RT, we can get 50 FPS now. It's touching 50 now, which is great, but we still cannot get 60 plus. Maybe with high RT graphics preset we can get that. We have to check that out as well after this. How do you horn? Which key is the horn? I forgot. It's not with H. Look at the RAM usage, it's closing in at 20. I think it was probably more than 20. I didn't really notice in the previous test clip at maximum settings. So yeah, guys, this is pretty flawless even with very high settings. At least you can get 50 plus FPS, and it's probably gonna drop to like high 40s inside the bushes and trees. And for the final settings, guys, we're gonna do 8K at high RT preset using performance DLSS. Let's see if we can achieve that 60 FPS at 8K resolution using ray tracing. And yeah, we can. I think we won't be staying above 60 all the time, but for the average, it's probably gonna stay at 60 because we're gonna drop hard once we get to trees and bushes.
Look out!
But at least the average is gonna stick to 60, which is good. Nonetheless, that is what we want, right? 60 FPS average. That's my target. And we can actually do that using this GPU. Which key was the horn? Okay, E. Let's widen the camera a bit. And let's find some bushes and trees. And I can see some of them. That car driver had a nice reaction there. So here near the bushes and trees, it's dropping to like 50 FPS. No, don't tell me my vehicle is stuck. Yeah, it's stuck. Okay, so we're gonna be on foot now for the final few minutes of the video. So yeah, guys, 59 average, pretty much 60. If you overclock the GPU slightly a bit more, it's gonna stay above that 60 average. So this was GTA 5 Enhanced, guys. Pretty flawless experience using this GPU. I'm also going to try some of my other GPUs as well. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. Do leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I will see you guys on next one. Till then, take care and bye-bye.